All right, let's dive into something totally different today, huh?
Sounds good to me.
We're talking wholesale merchanting, but not the kind you might be thinking of.
Right.
We're talking about the massive machinery behind the mining, construction, those sorts of industries.
Yeah.
And to help us unearth all the details, so to speak, we've got some excerpts here from RoleCatcher's career guide,
Yeah.
all about what it takes to make it in this high-stakes world.
It's interesting, you see these massive construction projects or mining operations, and you never really think about how it all gets there, all the pieces. I mean, these deals involve equipment that's just colossal.
Right.
We're talking like dwarfing a small apartment building kind of size.
It's like a global game of chess, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
With millions, sometimes even billions of dollars riding on every single move.
Absolutely.
You've got mining companies needing to get resources, construction firms building these incredible structures, and none of it happens without the right equipment, of course.
And that's where the wholesale machinery merchant, that's where they come in. They're the ones connecting the dots.
They're like the high-stakes matchmakers.
Exactly. But instead of compatibility, we're talking tonnage and excavation capacity.
And getting it wrong, well, that's not an option.
No. No, a good merchant really needs to understand the needs on both sides. What type of terrain are we talking about? What's the timeline? Are we dealing with any...
So you're not just selling them equipment.
No.
You're a problem solver.
Absolutely. You're invested in making sure both sides are successful.
And that's got to be rewarding.
Yeah, seeing those deals come together, knowing you played a part in it, that's what it's all about. But it's not always easy, It takes a certain kind of person willing to take some risks to really thrive in this career.
It's definitely a lot more to it than meets the eye, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's not just about knowing the equipment, is it?
Oh, definitely not. There's a lot of other factors, a lot of other skills.
RoleCatcher really emphasized the importance of negotiation, persuasion. And I imagine those are absolutely crucial in this line of work.
Crucial, yeah, for sure. I mean, you can spend weeks, even months, putting a deal together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, getting to know both sides, making sure everything lines up, all the pieces fit. And then comes the real test.
So it's high stakes in every sense of the word.
That's it. That's where you really prove your worth as a wholesale machinery merchant.
I can only imagine. So how does that look in practice?
Yeah.
Because it's not like negotiating, I don't know, like haggling over a used car.
Totally different. You're working with top professionals.
Right.
Often across different countries, time zones.
That adds a whole other layer of complexity.
Yeah, different cultures. You're dealing with these massive contracts, figuring out financing, and then there's the competition.
Oh, I bet.
There's a lot of people vying for these deals, so you got to be on top of your game, knowing when to hold back, when to push, and it's all about building trust with everyone at the table.
Absolutely. And it's not just about the negotiations either, is it? I mean, you've got to actually sell these machines.
It's true. You got to be able to sell a 100-ton excavator to a CEO worried about the bottom line. It's not always easy.
No kidding.
It's not just about knowing the specs. You got to understand the economics, the benefits, the environmental impact, all of it.
So you're painting a bigger picture.
Exactly, yeah. You have to be able to say, here's how this giant machine fits into your company, into your goals, even your values.
I like it. And of course, you need to market the machines too, right?
Right, that's a huge part of it. Keeping up with the latest trends in the industry, new technology, are we talking hybrid engines this year? AI-powered maintenance?
Right, right.
It's constantly changing. You've got to be a bit of a consultant advising your clients on all of it.
Sounds like you never have a dull moment. So how does someone even get started in this kind of field?
Well, RoleCatcher, they had some interesting insights on that. A lot of times it starts with entry level, maybe as a sales support role, something like that.
Sort of getting your feet wet.
Exactly. Learning the ropes, the technical terms, all the jargon.
Okay.
Building those relationships. I think they had an example, actually, from, let me see. Yeah, here it is. They quoted a junior merchant, said, "I've been working on my market research skills and building my network, trying to find those trends, connect with the right people." So it's all about building that solid foundation.
Getting that experience. So you start small, and then what? How do you move up in this industry?
As you get more experience, close some deals, you start taking on more responsibility, negotiating maybe some smaller deals, managing clients, even mentoring some of the newer folks.
Yeah, climbing that ladder. RoleCatcher had a great quote about that, actually. Something about the importance of building a really strong network.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Let me see if I can find it. It was from, I think, a more seasoned merchant. Yeah, here we go. Building those relationships, the really strong ones, That's key in this business. Helps you stay ahead of the curve, see what's coming next. Couldn't agree more, really.
Makes sense.
The more experience you have, the more you realize how important your network is. Going to conferences, meeting with CEOs, project managers, even your competition.
It's all about connections.
Yeah, it's all about staying in the loop,
Yeah.
knowing what's changing, what's coming next.
Being ahead of the game. Okay, so we've talked about the challenges, the skills, the networking. But let's be honest, everyone wants to know about the money.
Right, right.
RoleCatcher definitely didn't shy away from that.
No, they didn't. And for good reason. I mean, we're talking some serious earning potential here.
Yeah.
We are. You're making deals worth millions, sometimes billions of dollars. So you definitely see that reflected in your commission checks.
I bet. But it's not just about the money, though, right?
Right. It's also about being at the forefront of these incredible industries, the innovation.
Yeah, you're not just selling what's out there, you're part of what's coming next.
Exactly. Autonomous vehicles, AI, sustainable solutions, all of that. You got to be able to advise your clients, say, this is where things are going, this is what you should be thinking about.
You're like a visionary.
Well, you try to be, you know?
Yeah.
You got to have a long-term view. It's a demanding field, that's for sure.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah, exactly. High pressure, high reward. That's a good way to put it.
Okay, so we've talked about the upsides, but RoleCatcher also mentioned some of the downsides, the challenges.
Yeah.
Because it's not always easy street, right?
Oh, no, definitely not. One of the biggest things is just how up and down the market can be. You know, when the economy dips, suddenly nobody's buying excavators.
Right.
It can be feast or famine, you know what I mean?
So you have to be able to roll with the punches.
Yeah, you got to be adaptable, that's
Right.
for sure. Be able to handle the good times and the not so good times. And of course, there's always competition.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
You're always having to stay sharp, keep learning, keep making those connections. You can't rest on your laurels in this business.
It's not for the faint of heart.
No. But for the right person, someone who likes a challenge, someone who's ambitious, it can be an incredible career.
For sure. Now, for those out there thinking, this sounds interesting, but maybe being a merchant isn't for me, RoleCatcher actually had some other ideas, other paths you could explore.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They talked about things like procurement, supply chain management, even sales and business development.
All great options.
Yeah, and a lot of the skills transfer over, you know, market analysis, negotiating, building relationships.
It's all connected.
It is. So even if you don't end up brokering billion-dollar deals, that experience is still valuable. It can open up all sorts of doors in those industries.
Absolutely. And for those who are ready to dive in to really go for it, RoleCatcher had some advice on breaking into the field.
Yeah, let me see.
They really stressed internships, entry-level positions, getting that hands-on experience as early as you can.
Right. They said there's just no replacement for real-world experience. And of course, networking.
Right.
Go to industry events, join some groups online, just start making those connections. Talk to the people who are already doing it.
Yeah, it's all about putting yourself out there. And RoleCatcher actually has some really cool resources to help with that. They've got these great interview prep materials, really tailored to this specific career path.
Oh, yeah, I saw those. They look pretty interesting.
Yeah, and they've even got this AI-powered feedback system, which I thought was super cool.
Really?
Yeah, it's like having your own personal coach helping you get ready. That's amazing. Technology is something else.
It is. Well, there you have it. A deep dive into the world of wholesale machinery merchants. From closing those multi-million-dollar deals to navigating the ups and downs of a constantly changing global market.
It's a wild ride.
It is. Hopefully, this has given you a better idea of what it takes to succeed in this really exciting field.
And hey, if you ever find yourself brokering a deal for one of those monster mining trucks, remember what we talked about today. Listen to your clients, really hear what they're saying, and don't be afraid to fight for a deal that works for everyone.
Words to live by. And on that note, we'll wrap things up. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive. We'll see you next time.